Good morning from soon to be very sunny Central Portugal. I'm up early. I'm trying to beat the sun and the heat because the heat wave is back and I want to try to get in a bit of work before the sun rolls over the house and starts to bake me alive. So I've got my stones to work on this morning and I'm just going to crack on and get started with that. I don't know if you can notice, I have sort of evidence of mascara under my eyes here. I've been scrubbing my face for ages. It doesn't seem to want to come off. But let this be evidence of a social life. My dad says my videos make me look like I'm a Billy No Mates and basically just work all the time on my land and don't really do anything else. I assure you, I do have a social life. I do have friends. And last night, I met some friends for a beer, put some mascara on. It doesn't seem to want to come off. I feel like this channel is really more about my life on the Quinta. If people come around and don't mind being filmed, absolutely, I will check them in the video. But in general, I feel like it's, at least for me, sort of weird to be filming every single aspect of my life. So I just keep this to work stuff, occasional visitors. But if there's something fun like a festival, I will absolutely film that. We've got one coming up in mid-September called Chocalhos in a village called Alpedrinha. It's one of the best nights of the year. It's one of my favorite festivals. And I will be filming the crap out of that, I assure you. But in general, social stuff, I keep that separate, but let the mascara be evidence that I do have a social life. So enough of that, back to work. Right now I'm trying to beat the sun. It's looming over yonder, and pretty soon it's gonna come over the house and start shining right here. And I'm working right there. The heat wave is back with a vengeance this weekend and for a few days next week. Hopefully this is the last of it. So I'll get a couple of hours of work in now and then I'm actually planning to go to the pool. Anyway, lots to do. I'm on a timeline and I'm gonna get started. Hi, Mikey. Okay, I'm coming to get you. Sorry I had to close your door. Come on. Come on. Hello. Good morning. Yeah. Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Yeah. Okay, the door is open, Your Majesty. Okay, go play. I have stuff to do. I see you. This little cheeky bugger is just in the house. Where did he go? I see you. I see you over there. So, the orange cat, he's pretty cheeky. He's pretty bold. He's also pretty fat, so I don't think he's like a starving, homeless cat. I've seen him for months. He's never really gotten close until I started getting cat food. So I think he's fine. I think he has a house. I think he's just a greedy guts. So that's annoying. If I leave my door open, apparently he comes in. If he gave me cuddles, I wouldn't mind, but he's just so standoffish and skittish. He runs away. I would feed him in exchange for cuddles. I can still see him over there. He's just waiting for me to walk away from the door, but unfortunately for him, this is where I'm staying all morning. So, tough luck. Tough luck, cat. Not today. I realize this mask isn't exactly official safety gear, but it's what I have. I'm just making a couple small cuts, and I just need to get on with things, so that's what I'm using. So now I sort of forget where all the pieces go. I probably should have planned that a little better. If they don't fit where I was originally intending, I'll find a spot for them. The joys of the angle grinder, I'll make it fit. So I'm gonna go into puzzle mode with the tiles I've just cut, the stone tiles, and yeah, see what I end up with. This is slow and finicky work, so yeah, I don't want to rush it. This doorway will be forever, so I'll take my time and try to find some nice pieces that fit together in a hopefully beautiful way. So no rushing, even though the sun is coming. Yeah, I've totally lost track where these go. That's actually kind of annoying. So these are different thicknesses, but when I bed it into the lime, I'll be able to adjust so that they're all more or less the same height. So even if I have a thin one like this, that'll just get more lime underneath it. And one of the challenges will be sloping the rocks on the outside of the door away from the inside so that the rain washes off. There will also be a little step here, so once these are in, the rain won't want to kind of just come in on this stone, which is what happened in the past. So there'll be a lip, but obviously some rain will want to come onto the doorway because I don't yet have a roof over it, and that's why I want to kind of slope away. Plus I'll have a little fuzzy thing underneath the door that should keep hopefully some of the elements out. So this is unsurprisingly quite slow, a little bit frustrating, but also so satisfying when you find that perfect stone. I just can't find that perfect stone right now, so things are a little frustrating. So if I go make a few more stones to choose from, hopefully that'll make everything come a bit clearer. So I'm going to grab a few more stones and see what I've got, see what I'm working with here, and yeah, just power on. So I'll do another little spurt of work. I'll have some breakfast, and then I'll go to the pool, which I'm looking very forward to. I have a fairly relaxing weekend lined up ahead, so I'm looking forward to that. Gonna take it easy. It's gonna be really hot again. And yeah, so I'm anxious to get as much done as I can now, and then chill out over the weekend, relax while it's super hot. So this is what I've ended up with. It's been a long and frustrating process to get to this point, but I'm happy with my morning of work. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it is very finicky and very time consuming finding the right stones. And so eventually this whole patio area will be stone like this. That'll be a very long, frustrating job, I'm sure. But I'm probably, with this little spurt of work, only going to go up to sort of here, because eventually it'll all either connect in or it'll drop down a little bit and then connect in. So at least with all these stones in place, I've accomplished my mission of blocking off the bottom of the door. I would really like to find stones for this spot though too, so I can kind of call it a bit more done. Yeah, so I'm happy with the work so far, and I am ready to go for a swim. And then I met up with some friends in a nearby village called Alpedrinha, and we found ourselves in the middle of a mini festa. And then on Sunday I found myself at another festa, heavy on electric keyboard and Portuguese folk songs and a lot of line dancing. Hello, it's Monday. My scare face is back. It was a surprisingly social weekend for me. That was unexpected, and I'm definitely going to take it easier next weekend. Nothing rowdy, but just a lot of gatherings, a lot of going out. So I'm anxious to get back to work, and I'm going to start with the front door. Again, trying to beat the sun. It's going to be 38 degrees today. Heat wave is ramping up again, but I think only for a few days. So I'll do a little spurt of work now in the morning and see what I can get done. I'm really hopeful I can finish this morning, but it really does depend on the rocks. If the rock gods shine upon me and I find the pieces that I need, then all will be well. But if there's rock frustration, then things will be slow and I might not get it done. But that'll be okay too. So I'll say a little prayer to the rock gods and then I'm going to get started and we'll see how much I get done. So cutting these stones is extremely dusty work, and I could be at a bit of a stopping point because my angle grinder doesn't seem to want to start, and I think it's because it's filled with all of this crazy stone dust. So I'll need to try to figure out what to do about that. I'm sure there's some fix on the internet or some way to open it up and clean it out. I really don't know. Mildly concerned, but I'm pretty sure it's just dust, so if I can figure out how to get it out, I'll be okay. So that's sort of put a stop to things for the moment, at least doorway related things, which is frustrating. I got one big stone almost cut, and then the angle grinder's kind of done its weird thing. It's been doing it regularly, and I've been able to kind of blow out the dust and stuff, and it's been fine. So I'm gonna, again, say a prayer to the stone gods, and maybe they'll come through and the angle grinder will magically start up again. Yay! I'm very happy the angle grinder started up again. It seems to just kind of stall, and then I blow the sort of dusty crap out of it, which is why I have rock dust all over my face possibly, and then magically it starts again. So not ideal, and I think I'm probably doing some damage to it by cutting these stones and making it all dusty, but I don't know if I have a choice really. There's no other way to cut them besides this grinder. So I don't have too many more cuts to make. Most of the stones are cut to size, and I probably need like 2 more. So fingers crossed, it keeps on going for me. But this is what I have so far, and my plan is basically just to use the stones that are kind of there, placed in their places, but I need to obviously cut some of them to fit in the spots. So my hope is that I'll mark everything out and then start it and do all the cuts, and magically everything will fit. That won't be the case, but we can hope. Again, possibly another prayer to the stone gods will help me out. But they haven't really been helping me out so far, I gotta say. Maybe they've been talking to the angle grinder gods. I don't know how it works. Anyways, I'm frustrated, but I'm gonna push through. I'm gonna make these marks and stack the stones all somewhere where I can cut them, and then just cross my fingers and hope the grinder starts. Okay, I'm about to do something that for me is very terrifying. Using this tool does not fill me with fear. Using this tool, on this tool, fills me with great fear. Yeah, I'm not really into motors or electrics or any of that stuff. So what's happening inside this thing? I don't care. I don't want to know. I would be very happy if I never had to know, but the internet made it seem like it's quite easy to open this little face and see what's going on in there. So I don't know. I have a feeling dusty stuff is getting in here. I can kind of blow it out, and then that gets it working again. But it's not working anymore. So I'm going in. I'm going to open it up. My hope is that if I look in there and it all looks too terrifying, I just put the screws back in and we all pretend like it never happened. My fear is that I take the screws off and a whole bunch of like cartoon springs come out and everything just implodes. I don't know which scenario it'll be. Let's find out, but I am extremely apprehensive about this whole thing. This looks like a lot of dust. Hopefully that's my problem, so I guess I'll give it a clean. Q-tip. I don't think this part's the problem, not this outside part, because this is really just metal casing, but it doesn't hurt. I think the issue's probably there or in there. Okay, I feel like I could be cleaning this thing until the end times, so I'm gonna just put it back together and see what it does. I've soiled an impressive number of Q-tips in the process, and I feel like I've got some hope that this will work. Okay, I'm reasonably confident this thing is reassembled. Now let's put it back together and see what happens. Although I guess I can just put the battery in and turn it on. How disappointing. Well then, I just don't know. I definitely didn't give it a perfect clean. There's stuff in there. There's also like this weird green gunk, which I don't know if it's oil that's supposed to stay in there. Anyway, I give up. I give up for today. The sun is already on the doorstep anyway, so sadly, I have failed. I have failed in this mission. Okay, so I really have no idea what's going on. It seems like it wants to work some of the time, so I'm going to put it back together, mark out all these cuts, and hope that it starts when I need it to start. I forgot the guard. Well, so I guess I just have to redo everything I just did. It's a new day, and I'm up early, determined to get this floor done today. Your friendly Portuguese weather report says 38 degrees today, and that is not cool, literally not cool, and also very uncool. So I'm just going to try to get the work done as soon as possible. Unfortunately, it all depends on whether or not my angle grinder decides to work this morning. It seems to start once every bunch of tries, so I'm hopeful that if I can mark out the stones and get this thing going, I can just have all the stones ready with all the lines I need to cut, and bish bash bosh, get it all done at once. I'm hopeful it'll turn on. I shall say a prayer to the angle grinding gods. If it doesn't, I've got a couple of ideas for how I could try to fix it as well, and a friend that also said he can look at it too. So anyway, I'm gonna beat the heat, beat the sun. I'm up early and I'm gonna get it done. Ooh, that rhymed. Cool. The angle grinding gods answered my prayers. I got those stones cut. I'll definitely need a few more cuts, so I'll have to say a few more prayers, but for now I should be able to slot all these pieces into place, and that was my hope, just to see that everything will work as one big puzzle. So let's stick them in place and see what we've got. So that last piece needs a little bit of cutting, which I expected it would, but that doesn't mean I can't get started with putting the lime down. So I'll start over on this side and work my way over to this stone here. And yeah, time to mix some lime. Okay, I think you get the idea. I'm putting down lime, laying the stone, and I have to be really careful about the height in relation to the door. I don't want too big of a gap. So this is going to be quite finicky, somewhat frustrating, and very time consuming. So I'm going to put the camera down and check in when I'm about halfway through. So I will see you then. Okay, this is where I'm at. I'm about halfway, and I need to make probably a slightly smaller mix to finish it off. And try to beat the sun, which is coming, and I've probably got maybe another 45 minutes. Not the right tool for the job, but I just like using it. I don't really know why, so I'm going to continue to use it. The angle grinder started. This is the last stone. I'm very, very excited to get this in place. Okay, I'm gonna call that done, and just in the nick of time, the sun is right there, and I am very tired and very, very happy that this is done. I still need to point in between the rocks, but I'm gonna let everything solidify and set, and I'll do that on a different day because I don't want to be in this. I want to be hiding in here. Job ticked off my list. It ended up being a bigger job than I thought it would be, partly due to the angle grinder, which I still need to figure out, and partly due to, yeah, just it taking a long time to find the right stones and to cut them to size. So it's done now, and I'm really happy with it. I like how it looks. So I'm gonna call it for this video. Door is in. We saw some cats, we saw some social outings, and we saw some terrifying attempted grinder repair. So yeah, it's been a decent mix of things. I hope you enjoyed watching. Subscribe, like, and all that stuff if you enjoyed it. Please leave me a comment or a question. I love hearing from people and responding. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks again for watching.